Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking another cheeky look at Cardano. Specifically we're going to be taking a look at what the analyst 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪 is talking about when he says a $5 to $7 ADA for is next, right? So this is fantastic news for the Cardano blockchain. But we're going to get into what he's talking about here and then take a look at our charts and see if we can mirror what he's talking about as well. Is there really a $5 to $7 price prediction here for ADA? I obviously still think there's a $5 and I would love for it to be higher. So we're going to take a look at that, Chris, and see what's going on. So as always, guys, if you find it useful, informative, go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, as do I. And if you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And of course, Chris, this would not be a Cardano video if we did not mention the Cardano staking pool. So we basically fired up a Cardano validation node and created our own delegation pool, and you can find this via the Deadliest wallet, 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘 wallet, even on the Atomic wallet as well. And you can find us via the ticker of Cheek. And it would be fantastic to have you there joining our pool, minting blocks together and helping the decentralized effort for Cardano. So if you're not delegating your ADA, Chris, what are they doing?
Well, they're not holding ADA correctly. And there is one other wallet, Nick, that you can actually stake using the ADA Lite wallet as well. With that one, you do need the ID, so that'll be in the link of the video.
Absolutely. Right, let's jump on over to the desktop, Chris, and take a look at what's going on here with 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪.
Yeah, let's do it, Nick.
So Cardano 5 to 7 could be next for ADA, according to the analyst 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, right? So in brief, the price of Cardano, or the ADA token, may experience a short-term correction before a rally to all-time high at $1.12. The number of ADA traders rises to a multi-year high with 245,000 addresses in February. So let's take a look at a little bit more detail. So Cardano has become the 4th largest cryptocurrency by market cap, and it's fantastic. But I think it's 3rd really, because does Tether really count? Really, I don't think it counts either. But basically, ADA has had a skyrocketing rise since late November 2020, when it was still trading at around 9 cents. And yeah, I remember those days, Chris. They were good days. However, with the launch of Goguen fast approaching, the sentiment around ADA has turned massively bullish, targeting the all-time high of $1.12 set in January 2018. So at the time of publication of this particular piece, Chris, the ADA price was trading at 66 cents. Right now, as we are recording, it's actually at 70 cents. So there's some fantastic things happening here with Cardano and the ADA token. However, on the weekly and monthly chart, ADA registers gains of over 90% and 114% retrospectively. So massive gains weekly and massive gains monthly. So over the last year, ADA has surged almost 1,000%, which is just, absolutely fantastic. So ADA price prediction by Michael 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. I love the name. And so the trader, Michael 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, has been closely following Cardano's performance and voiced great optimism in his latest video. The trader explained that the upside that Cardano experienced in 2017 to $1 will be small compared to the rally that it will occur in the current bull cycle. And I totally agree with that. As 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 stated, ADA is currently going through a small correction, which could be followed by a massive acceleration to the 1.61 Fibonacci level on the daily chart. So we'll have a look at that and see what that's indicating as well. As the image below basically shows, right? And ADA could be heading to a pullback that could precede a rise well above the current levels. When this occurs, 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 recommends starting to reaccumulate and buy the dip. We love buy the fear, don't we, Chris?
We do. That's exactly what we do here. Buy the fear.
So according to him, the next important resistance for ADA is located at $1.12 and $1.17, the all-time high of 2018. In the medium term, 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 predicts that ADA could rise to $5 and $7. And the current bull cycle, Cardano could even rise to $10 to $20 according to the trader, and as high as $170 in the next decade, which would just be absolutely amazing to see. So I'm out here thinking $5, but I would love for it to be much higher than that, obviously. So we'll have to see how it all plays out. And I'm one for really reviewing how the charts are performing to really help me guide where things might be projected to go. Sometimes just by putting fractals on top of them, there's different macro environments, they do have a slight impact. 170 in the next decade, Chris, I could live with that. I really could. So Cardano, the ultimate Ethereum killer, it definitely is. And I was actually watching a video, Chris, from Ben over at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, talking about how he's creating these, their phase 2 of creating the AGI ADA tokens, and just because Cardano is a far more superior blockchain, his words, not mine. So do check out that if you're interested in his thoughts on what's going on with Cardano versus Ethereum, and why 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 left Ethereum to move over to a more superior blockchain. So strong fundamentals here, right? Could be supporting an extension of the uptrend. So data from the block into the block shows an increase in the number of traders that or who have held ADA in the past month. This figure stands at a multi-year high of 245,000 addresses. 11.82 billion ADA has already been traded in 7 days in February, more than before in 1 month. So as the image shows below, you can just see the sheer level of that. So therefore, FXS Cryptocurrencies predicts a price increase to 86 cents in the short term, but cautions the following. Cardano flies a bull flag high, rising to the 4th position in the crypto market. ADA is primed for another 30% upswing to 86 cents, but the breakout may fail to come to life if ADA USD does not rise above the symmetrical triangle upper trend line. Okay, I'll have a look at that as well. So number 4 in the top 10, which is fantastic. Now the norm for Cardano in 2021. The platform is even predicted to be able to compete with Ethereum for the number 1 spot in the DeFi sector, and I think that is going to happen. And Ethereum is, it's going to do well in the short term, but long term, it's becoming a victim of its own success. So Cardano's inventor and IOHK CEO Charles Hoskinson has been very vocal about the DeFi capabilities that will be deployed on the platform. So really, really good stuff, Chris.
Yeah, and there's loads going on. Obviously, you talk about the AGI stuff, the SingularityNet, but you've got Africa, which we mentioned in yesterday's videos, and I don't think people quite realize how big that is going to be. It's going to be monumental, to say the least. So lots going on for Cardano. Absolutely amazed by the progress that they're making, and we've been talking about Cardano for an awful long time. Talking about the fact that it was really important to stick to the roadmap and get those things that were detailed in the roadmap completed, and stay on track, and I think they've done that really well, and we always thought they would, and that's why we invested heavily.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at the chart, right? So here we are on Cardano to USD on the daily, and on this daily chart we can see the massive amount of green candles that have formed over the last several days. We can see the volume fluctuating up and has a slight dip today over here, but it's all very, very much buying and more buying. So very, very bullish atmosphere here on Cardano. We can obviously see I have placed a new Fibonacci retracement. This comes in here on the low level from the 1st of February and the high level that was achieved here on the 7th of February. Slight pullback yesterday down to this level, but recently a very, very good pullback and climb today, breaching that high level that we had yesterday. Our BACD is obviously bullish, and we are very much overbought on this RSI indicated today on the daily chart. So as that article was talking about an extension to the 161, that brings it up here at 92 cents, okay, for our chart. So yeah, that's the price target that we're looking to seek and go after. So let's pull this down into our 4-hourly view. Let's a second to load. Right, so on this 4-hourly view, what we can do is we just have a little look and see what's going on here. We can see the volumes have been increasing quite nicely and have had a slight cool down over here in the last few hours. Whilst that's been cooling down, the price has actually been increasing, which is a good sign actually, because that cool down in volume here allows us to correct our RSI. So very briefly, we came down to this point here. This is this red particular candle here. That pulled us into a section where we were no longer overbought, and we climbed a little bit back up to the high level here, and in doing so we haven't climbed too high on this RSI, so we're still now overbought on this 4-hour chart, but nowhere near some of the dramatic overbought situation that we were when this was happening on this side. So really good stuff there. So in terms of the volume being cooled off, going down slightly, that gives us a massive potential to come back up. So we might see this drop down a little bit more on the volume side and then swing to the upside. But let's pull this down into an hour, our hour view, and just make sure that everything on this hour chart is also showing us the same thing. We'll just give that a moment to load. There we go. Right, so here on this hourly view, we can see much more of the same, but in a slightly more granular detail. We can see that we've just gone above that area, and we're probably going to end up having to test this as an area of resistance and support. Okay, so it was acting as resistance up here, we broke through, and now we want to test this area as support. Okay, we can obviously just pull out this this chart a little bit. We can see the volumes are really cooling down a little bit, still decreasing every hour, so that's a good sign, because that allows us to keep this RSI in check. The MACD is still bullish as per our RSI, because the MACD will always follow the RSI. So on here, we have an RSI that's currently at 66. So there's still huge amounts of potential to come to this upside. But in an ideal world, we kind of want to trade sideways up here for a moment while still calling off the volume. If the volumes can decrease and we can trade sideways, our RSI should come back down here, get to a nice comfortable zone to push us back to the upside. We can see that when we were overbought up in this section, we actually pulled the RSI down to 42 or so, around 41, 42, when we got to the bottom here. Okay, and we've only actually moved from that 42 level to the 64 level, okay, up here on this RSI, and we've had all of this motion. So if we can just potentially go sideways here for a moment, whilst the volumes are decreasing, our RSI should come down towards the 40 level, and then we should have a massive swing to the upside. So let's pull this up to our daily view, and we just let that load. What we're going to do is just pull this down a little bit so we can see the chart in a little bit more detail. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically, we know that we are around here at that 64 level on the RSI. We know that MACD is still really bullish. We know the volumes are decreasing on the hour. Ultimately we could start seeing maybe a bit of a stagnant candle here, in the same way that we saw these particular candles here, right? These really small candles just trade sideways for a moment, gets everything else lined up, ready to go to the next level. The next level is that 92.9 cent area. So we're going to see some good price discovery, I think, still to come, Chris, in the short term. And as always, guys, I'm still thinking $5 ADA, and I think that's going to be something that we're going to see during 2021 pretty easily. And I'd like it to go obviously much higher than that, but I'm trying to be conservative, and I'll be pleasantly surprised if it goes higher. But I think it's going to be a fantastic thing to watch unfold, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. Buzzing, love this project. I did always say that it was going to sort of get to the second, highest amount of investment in my portfolio, and it's still on its way there.
Fantastic. So guys, if you have found this video useful, informative, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. And I'd like to think that you appreciate it too. And if by chance you're still new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Take care.